Take this and give me the girl! She is not for sale, Your Majesty. She is my only daughter.
Take your popcorn and let me tell you how this story began. In a kingdom where the gold spoke louder than men, a king named Raza ruled. Raza did not rule with laws, he ruled with numbers. For him, the world was not made of men and women, but of things to buy. He owned 300 horses, 50 palaces, and 12 wives. But that day, he wanted a 13th. In the marketplace, he does not see a woman, he sees a rare object. She has a proud look. I like to break proud things. How much?
She is not for sale, Your Majesty. She is my only daughter.
Everything is for sale. Raza took out a heavy purse of gold. He did not give it to the old man. He threw it in the dust. At his feet, pick it up. It is no longer gold that your miserable lineage will see in 10 generations. Your daughter belongs to me. The old man, broken by poverty, knelt down to pick up the pieces. Nia, she did not move. She did not look at the gold. She fixed their right king in her eyes with such cold contempt that he should have frozen the desert. Raza approached her and grabbed her chin. Mouse, I paid dearly for this face. You bought my father with your wealth. You bought my body with your strength. But my smile, Raza, it is not for sale. It has no price. We'll see when you are hungry. Raza thought it was enough to cover a diamond woman to make her smile. He offered her sumptuous fabrics, rare perfumes, and magnificent gardens. But Nia remained marble. She wore her gifts like we wear chains. For the first time in his life, Raza could not get what he wanted. And that made him crazy. One evening, drunk with rage in front of his silence, he turned the table. Why? I got you out of the mud. I made you queen. My other women fight for a single look. Why do you look at me as if I were a monster? Because you do not see a queen, Raza. You see a possession. We love what we respect. We do not like what we own. You are the poorest man I have ever met. I am the king. I own this world. You own objects, but you have no one. If your gold disappeared tomorrow, even your dog would not follow you. Love is a fable for the weak. Gold is the only truth. He was wrong, and fate was going to give him the cruelest lesson of his life. The enemy did not want his throne. He wanted his coffers. The attack was fulminant. In the middle of the light, Raza ran to the treasure room to save his fortune. But when he opened the heavy doors, the room was empty. His general, his right arm, stood there. He smiled. Next to him, Raza's 12 wives, arms full of jewelry. General, stop them. Defend your king. I will pay you double. The double of nothing is always nothing, Raza. The enemy has already paid. And your wives, they prefer a rich man to a ruined king. Raza wanted to draw his sword, but the general was faster. Here is your new crown, beggar. They dragged him outside. They threw him in the garbage pit, outside the ramparts, in the rain, worn out from his parties, wounded in his soul, humiliated. He crawled into the mud. He called for help, but no one came. When he woke up, the silence was terrifying. He was alive, but he had become what he most despised in the world, a beggar. He escaped for days. Hunger tormented his stomach. Finally, he collapsed under a dead tree. Waiting for the end, a shadow approached. He protected his face, thinking that he would be hit again, but it was not a blow. It was a bowl of water. He raised his eyes. It was Nia. She no longer wore jewelry. She had fled the massacre, but she had not fled her husband. You came to make fun of me, to finish me off. Go ahead. I have nothing to buy your mercy. You are right. You can't buy me anything anymore. That's why I'm here. Drink. They survived together. The ex-king had to teach her to walk the land, to suffer, to share. To one day, as they crossed the desert, a gang of pillagers encircled them. Let the woman go and we'll save your life. The former king would have negotiated. He would have exchanged the woman for his safety. But the man who rose that day was no longer an arrogant king. He was a man. He stood in front of Nia, bare hands, ready to die. Touch her. I'll make you regret being born.